Welcome, everyone. This is our December event, so the last event of the year. Christmas is coming. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. And Redis Room present using GitHub Copilot and other large language model with R. Our speaker today is Yanina Bellini Saibene. Welcome, Yanina. And so as you might know, this talk is recorded and it will be then posted on YouTube on our channel at Our Ladies Room. So feel free to turn off your cameras if you don't want to be recorded. We do this to ensure a safe, inclusive, harassment-free space for everyone. And this is our priority. We are committed to promoting a respectful environment where everyone feels welcome to learn, connect, and grow. So please remember that all our attendees have agreed with our code of conduct. And you can find more about the code of conduct at this address I put in the chat. As you already done, some of you already done, you are free to use the chat, introducing yourself, say where you're from, ask questions, whatever you like. And then we'll keep you muted for within the talk, and then at the end we'll be hosting a Q&A session. So you'll have the chance for asking yourself directly to Yanina. What to expect from this talk? This talk will provide you with essential insight to enhance your R coding skills with the AI support. So we explore the integration of GitHub Copilot with R, the AI and the large language models in action, and then challenges and opportunities in education. We'll have a look at that. Finally, I think we have even a little hands-on learning. So welcome everyone again. Happy to welcome you to our December event. My name is Federica Gazzelloni. I am the Our Ladies Room chapter organizer. We are thrilled to have you join us today. Thank you very much. Get ready for an engaging and informative experience. A bit more about Our Ladies and Our Ladies Room. What is Our Ladies? Our Ladies is a global community with the mission of promoting the R language for empowering women at all user level by building a collaborative global network. It is a friendly community founded in 2012 by Gabriela De Quieros in San Francisco. And Our Ladies Room is a local chapter of Our Ladies Global. It is as well dedicated to promoting inclusivity in the R language community, and we usually host monthly meetings to provide a platform to discuss current trends and hot topics in R. So already Rome in numbers. You can have a look at our website here to gain a bit more about our work as a volunteers, what we organize and what we do within our events. Already Rome has grown into a widely recognized community. Let's say since January 2023, we have welcomed over 1.2K members plus on Meetup and gained 2K plus reservation and successfully organized 25 plus events. So it's a growing community, and we are always happy to have help from our attendees. And so if you like to, be part of our community, be part of the organizer teams, please get in touch. We usually are females. because of just the name of the chapter, are ladies, and we also welcome so any gender. But this chapter is our ladies are mostly to encourage women within the STEM environment, let's say. And so you as a woman or no binary are very welcome to join us, our team of organizers. At the moment, we are the two of us. Raffaella is with us today. And so we had a nice time with others that joined our chapter for a little while. So we expect more. And as well, if you like to propose a topic, suggest a speaker, or speak yourself at a ladies' room, you can, absolutely. So here are two QR codes for you to use. There is a little form to fill out. And let us know if you have anything that you would like to see, to hear, to learn, or speak yourself. Next event. So we had a very full, interesting year to this 2004. We had amazing events, and you find everything in our YouTube channel. And what to expect next is Ellie Holder, which is the founder of Three IAP. This will be on January, and we will be talking about data visualization. It's going to be fun. And then I'm not sure, I think it's February, Isabella Velasquez, which is the Senior Product Marketing Manager at POSIT PBC, and she's going to tell us about what's new in Porto, but with some very interesting inputs. They're just coming up now. And then again, I hope to have again Dr. Laura Khan, which is the author of One Health and the Politics of COVID-19, talking us about her next book. So without further ado, welcome everyone again. Our ladies room present Yanina Bellini Saibene. She is our OpenShe community manager, who will be sharing her insight on how to use GitHub Copilot with R. Yanina is a data science researcher and educator, specializing in teaching computational skills and fostering inclusive communities. She is the coordinator of Agro-System Modeling Network and a professor of UNAP and UDA. As a co-founder of Meta Docenza, Latin R, Our Lady Santa Rosa, she has been instrumental in building welcoming spaces for programming scientists. Yanina is also a valued contributor to global initiatives like the Carpentries and Our Ladies Global. So please join me in welcoming Yanina. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much for that introductions. Hello, everyone. I will share my slides. And the idea today is to discuss a little bit about AI-assisted programming, and then to see those in actions. And then I hope that we can chat about some challenges on using these tools. While I share the slides, I really want to thank Federica and Rafaela for the invitation, for the patience, for they have been waiting for me to find the moment, and it's so cool to be closing the year, so it's really nice. Let me know, please, if you are seeing my slide. Okay, I will move the chat and the videos to my other screen, and I will open also the chat so I can check your questions and your comments. Okay, everyone call me Shani, so please, you can also call me that way. And Federica already introduced some of the things that I do. I just want to update a little bit the introduction. I'm not a researcher at INTA anymore, so I'm not the coordinator of this network. I resigned, I quit academia. Okay, oh, no academia because I'm still a professor at the university, but I don't do more research in the agricultural sector since 2022. So I think that the only thing that I will add today about who I am is that I'm also a GitHub star, and that is why we are going to focus on GitHub Copilot because it is the product of GitHub. So what we mean for programming assisted by artificial intelligence is to use artificial intelligence tool technology to aid developers in writing, testing, and debugging code. I don't know what your experience is. You can tell me in the chat, but as someone who program computers, I'm usually more used to read other people's code and adapt that than start from scratch. So I don't know what your experience is on that. If you want to, please share on the comment on the chat. But this is going to be interesting in the content on using this kind of tools. So when we say artificial intelligence tool, today we usually speak about generative artificial intelligence and especially large language models. So we have a lot of these tools around. The most known are ChatGPT, Cloud, Gemini, Llama, Cody, Blackbox, Codium, and today we are going to focus on GitHub Copilot. Some of these tools start as general purpose large language models like the four that are listed here, and some of others are models that are focused on coding, on programming. To know a little bit more about GitHub Copilot, this is a report of this year. GitHub Copilot have 1.8 million paid developers and 1 million more of users that are usually students, teachers, and open source maintainers that use GitHub Copilot for free. And since October this year, you can choose between different models when you use GitHub Copilot. So you can choose now to use Cloud, Google Gemini, and OpenAI's O1 Preview and O1 Mini. So this is pretty cool because now you can have, we know different models can give us different answers. Even the same model to the same prompt will give us different answer. So it's pretty cool that we can choose now what to use with Copilot. And also you can use GitHub Copilot on github.com or in your IDE. So the idea today is that we check how we can use GitHub Copilot on GitHub and in your IDE. Andreas, no, you have to pay for GitHub Copilot. Let me here. So that is the paid developers, the people who pay for using. Then you can use it for free if you are one of these, or you are students, a teacher, or an open source maintainer. So you can request and see if GitHub decide to give you the access to Copilot for free. In my case, I don't pay for using GitHub Copilot because I'm part of the GitHub Star program. If you pay for GitHub Copilot, you have access to these capabilities. Okay, let's go and see how GitHub Copilot is available on GitHub. Let's start to check this out. So let's go to github.com, and I'm already logged in. So this is what I see when I go to GitHub webpage, and you can see that GitHub Copilot is present in a lot of places. So for example, it's here. You can ask a question here. GitHub Copilot is also here, and GitHub Copilot is also here. So we have the access to these models in different places of the website. If we write something here like how I can read a CSV file in R and send, GitHub Copilot is working. It's using GPT-4o, and I have here all the other models that I just mentioned we can use. And it's giving me here an example of code. So I say read.csv and the path to your files. And then it's giving me this option to see the first 6 rows in the data. So what you can see about that R code that we see there? Do you see anything that get your attention? You can write in the chat and just shutting up so you can think and write. Yeah, it doesn't use any package because read.csv is a base R function. So exactly. So Ricardo and Suad just say it's using base R. So one of the things that we can do with this kind of model, and this applies to any model, not only to GitHub Copilot, is that you can refine your prompt. Yeah, it is copy and paste ready, including comments. Yes, that is very cool. We can copy here. Let's go here. I hope you are seeing now my RStudio. And if we create an R script, I just copy and paste. And I need to change this for my data. So let's see. I have here some data. And let's use pingüinos. It is in Spanish. So if I run this with Control Enter or Command Enter, now the data was read. So the here is the head. So it looks like the code is working. One, we can also give some more instructions like I want to read a CSV file located in the folder data and name pingüinos with diverse functions. So there is thinking. So now it's changed the outcome and it's loading the tidyverse library. It's using read, not the dot, this other symbol, CSV, and it's already using the data folder and the pingüinos.csv name of the file. This is weird. We don't do this in R. We don't use print and so the other tips here is always verify the outcome and debug what the model is giving you as a result. So let's copy this. Again, we come to RStudio. I'm going to run library tidyverse. Let's going to clean. I'm going to clean my environment so we can check. You see the data now is going from the environment tab. Let's see if this actually works. And I have the data now reading. This is going to work anyway, but it's not how we will do this in R. So I'm probably going to remove that print and use the head data that is showing here on the console the outcome of what we read. So this is a way that we can use Copilot on GitHub. Let's see another way to use it. So we can go, here is kind of the general chat of Copilot, and then we can have, if we may click on this small part, we have another chat. I want to show you, I'm going to enter in one of my my repos. So this is the conversation we just have with Copilot. And here we can view other conversations we have. We can provide feedback. We can hide Copilot chat, because some people say, hey, Copilot is everywhere. So this is a way for us to choose if we want to use it or not. And then we have this here next to the search. In this case, we are going to chat about the repository that I'm in this moment. So GitHub Copilot, if you allow permission, will index your repositories, and then you can chat about the code you have in that repo on GitHub. So a lot of the suggestions and the plans that we build is taking into account your code, which is kind of pretty cool. So this is the repository format website. So I can ask, I need to add blue sky social media to my website. How can I do that task? This is pretty general. So it's now creating a plan. And I have some steps. And it's giving me some ideas. So first, I identify where we need to add. Has multiple files and lists some of the files. It's telling me you can edit these files and add the blue sky link. And here is giving me an example on how to add the blue sky with the favicon icon to a markdown. And then it's asking me, will like me to assist with editing some of a specific file. So this answer is not pretty good, but it has some ideas on where we can start. So for one of the things that we need to do when we use this code assistant is to try to think aloud. It's like if we were using the rubber dog, but a rubber dog that will answer us. So we can try to describe with more detail the issue or the problem that we want to solve. This is really, really general, so it's not so useful, except because I don't know, I didn't know that the eCompact, the favicon already had the blue sky icon, for example. So now I know that I can use this one to add the icon of blue sky on my social media. So that this was already useful and interesting, but it still doesn't solve the issue that I want. So we can continue with this, but I want to show you some other places where you can have Copilot assistance on GitHub interface. So here we have the code tab in any repo. We usually use this part to create a project in RStudio when we want to use a repo with that have a Git connected with a GitHub repository. And then we have code spaces, which is another tool that GitHub provide, that you can create a space where you can edit everything in GitHub. And then you have also Copilot. So here we can describe a task. So for example, add blue sky icon and social media profile to the about page in my personal website in this repository. Because probably you need to request and have Copilot. So that's why, Federica, perhaps you don't have that option. You need to, usually there are waiting lists, and you can, well, then you need to register to have this option. Andreas, I will looking for the link and share how you can request the free version, but you will need to prove that you are a teacher or a student, that you qualify in some of those categories. So I will sign up here. Yeah, I understand that you are an open source maintainer. GitHub will evaluate and say if you can have it for free or not. I can't say you if they will consider or not, but I'm saying that you need to show that you qualify in some of the categories. Usually teachers and students are more easy because with an email from a university, an educational institution, it is enough. Okay, now is creating the plan. It is reading, is using the context of my repo. So they say, okay, the current behavior is no blue sky icon on social media profile, and it's telling where we should be modifying, what is the solution to add this, how, and I can say, okay, this is good. I'm seeing here in the brainstorm that this is cool. So I can generate the plan. My website is made with block down, so it's R2. Yeah, it is. It's a markdown and block down. So it's now changing the different files with that plan that we have. And because it's taking some time, we are going to let them, okay, there is. So I can go to these files. I can select, okay, I want this implement, but I don't want this. So I can check or not in what files I want to implement. If I click here, it's going to create a pull request with the changes. So then I can apply and merge, or I can review and fix any mistake. And I have a draft of the changes that I want to apply. Is working there. So now it's showing me the original file and where the change was at. So it's working with the rest of the files. Let's allow them to work, and we are going to go back after when we finish so we can see the pull request, okay? But this is something interesting that you can work with Copilot. Now I want to show you these capabilities in RStudio. Let's going to go back to RStudio. Let's going to save this as Copilot code demo. We're going to close this. And again, for using Copilot in RStudio, you need to have a Copilot license, and we are going to, you need to activate the Copilot in RStudio. For doing that, we are going to Tools, and then we are going to Global Options. And there at the end, we have Copilot is the last option. And then in GitHub Copilot, we click on Enable GitHub Copilot. Here is telling me that is an update version of the agent. So if I want to install, so I will say, yes, install. It was successfully installed. And now I'm ready to use GitHub Copilot inside RStudio. Apply, okay. And let's create a new R script. So one of the things, okay, let me, okay. I just write a comment, and now here, let me know if you can see. Here now I have this letter with the information, and it say Copilot, no complaints available. I have some screenshot on how I authenticate the first time, but I think that they ask you to log in to GitHub. Bring you to the web page on GitHub, and you log in, and then that's it. But I have the screenshot, so I can do a quick blog post and share those screenshots after the talk. This is not, I don't remember there was too many steps to authenticate. Sorry that I don't have the way to show that now, because I'm already did. No, yeah. So one that we we can start writing with comments what we want to do. So for examples, I can say, show the system date. And it's giving me this. That is nothing, because I know that this is not is not something. If I try to run this, is giving me the code of a kind of function. I can put using base R functions. Well, now it say date, and is now I can run that, and it's giving me the date. We can try to do some, well, now I start to suggesting me what I want to do. And say, show the system name using the LLM package. If we, this is a suggestion that I still didn't apply. So if we press tab, I'm going to have that, and Copilot will start to fill. So the first thing is suggesting is we can load the lubricate, and then we can use the today function. So let's do that. And we can check that this is working. We can also do some other stuff like I want to read the Pinguinos CSV data in this project, and made a summary of the basic stats of each column. Let's say, okay, I will use the read. Okay. It's reading the file, and it's doing summary penguins. So we know that Pinguino is in the data folder. So we know if we execute this, is going to be an error. So I will add this. And here we have the summary. I can also say, I want to plot the body mass of the penguin using an histogram split by sex, by species. Let's see what this do. Okay, it's doing with ggplot2. Okay, let's add some formatting to this. Okay, let's check if this is working. Let's first load the, oh, what happened? Library, ggplot, and then, okay, this is not working. They say that body mass G not found. You know what is the problem here? The model learned using examples of using the penguins data in English. And I have the penguin data in Spanish. So this is a really, really cool example. I don't know if you know how these models work, but they are training on seeing a lot of examples of code and then try to guess which is the next word, the more probable word that will correct in this context and in this text. So a lot of the examples around R and the penguins are with the data set in English. And it's trying to use the columns with the names in English when we have it in Spanish. So one of the things that I can do is to change for the correct name of column, masa corporal G y especie. And now we have our histogram here. This is a really great example. This is one of the issue with my students when they just start with coding and still didn't realize what part of the code is the language that you can change and what part is the code of the variable of the constants and the things that you need to change for your own data. So this is a really cool example. Let's say that I want to do the same plot, but using base R. Okay. For some reason, it's not finishing here. Like it has the suggestion like not complete. Okay, we are waiting for completions. Let's see. Okay. Now it's kind of finishing. Let's see if this works. Well, here is one example of some code that GitHub Copilot or any other LLM can give you, and it's not working. One of the things is if we know how this works, we can make the debugging just in the code, just like I did here, but it say, hey, I don't know what is going on here. One of the things that usually work is that you can ask to other model, for example. So here's where it's a good idea to, okay, let's put the same problem to ChatGPT or to Cloud and check what the other models will give us as an answer. Okay, I'm seeing that we don't have so much time. So okay, it's following with the last prompt that we give to Copilot. And one of the things that happens is that when you start using and you have the assistant on in RStudio, will start to have memory. So if you are using this, then we'll try to continue with this project that you start and the last project you use. This is good in some sense, in the sense that start to learn the data. For example, for this histogram, I already use masa corporal chi, I already use the variable in Spanish. So I didn't have to say it again or to change again the Spanish name for the English. Yes, this is kind of a learning of the context that you are using the assistant. Sometimes it's not so good, but because it's kind of stubborn on trying to go back to that context that you have been working. So sometimes you need to make a change of context using this comment to allow Copilot to change to the new kind of problem that you want to solve. Okay, this is just grasping the what things we can do. Let's go back a little bit to the slides, and then we can go back to RStudio or GitHub if you want to see some other details. So just a couple of hours ago, this new package appeared. It was this announcement. I still didn't use it, but because this has to do with coding with help of LLMs, I thought that was pretty on topic for today, and I just want you to know this package is to help on complete repetitive task in RStudio or Positron. It's also, some of the examples are for try to create test. And I have to say that create expectation for testing our functions is something that these kind of tools are very, very good at. At least sometimes for me, it's kind of hard to imagine different expectation of what the function should work or fail, to think about these edge cases that we should test in our functions. And for that one, this GitHub Copilot and ChatGPT has been really, really good on give you more options than the ones that I can think of. So this is something that, as I say, you always has to verify, but it has helped me to have a better, more comprehensive set of tests for my functions. So I invite you to check this, and perhaps we can have next year some talk in our ladies' room about this package, and I will come very happy to learn how, if you could and you can have used this package. Eva, no, I don't have experience using the Chatter package. No, I have never used it. So some tips to use GitHub Copilot. Describe what you need with detail. You can specify what package you want to use if you know it. This is what we see about base R or tidyverse. So remember that the model have been trained in code that is available publicly. So if base R is not used to solve some problems, we'll probably give you a solution using base R. And if something like the tidyverse, for example, in the ggplot, is more used, we'll give you that result, but you need to check what is the one you need. So you can specify the package or the functions you want to use. Break down the problem into smaller steps. Do you remember this one that I give you, like, I want to add blue sky to all my website? That is a really big issue. We should try to break down. So here the thinking, the algorithmic thinking and thinking on how to solve computationally problems, it is really, it is a skill. It was always a skill to code, but with this assistant it's even more, because if the smaller the problem, the easier is that the assistant can give you some useful result. So how small is small? The scope of a function is a good unit to realize how small can be a problem. I'll always verify and debug the code, always. And use more than one model and feed one model with the code of the other. Sometimes this is pretty cool. So as we say that the base R histogram wasn't correct, I don't know what the problem is because I never used the hist function before. I'm a ggplot girl, so probably I can use another model to try to solve and that helped me to solve this issue. Some other considerations that I really want to talk with you today. There is something that is emerging as a risk to developer experience. So the people who code and who live by coding, by programming computer, is the artificial intelligence skill threat. So 45% of developers show evidence of worry, anxiety, and fear about whether they could succeed in this era with their current technical skill set. So there is something that is happening, and 60% of developers reported that artificial intelligence tools were already being used, either by their immediate team or individual work. So these tools are around, and we can feel overwhelming for we are going to catch up, we are going to be able to learn these tools, we job be still relevant? I think so. You can see how these things work today. And there is some worry that for a space like Our Ladies is pretty important, because 74% of software developers are planning to upskill in using this tool. However, there are an important emerging equity gaps, with females developer and LGBTQ plus developers reporting significantly lower intent to skill up. So we need to be there for our community and trying to show these tools and trying to help them to learn and to get the skills that will allow them to navigate this content. And 56% of racially minoritized developers report a negative perception of the quality of these tools compared with the 28% of all developers. So this is also, and I think that this group of people are more aware on how these models are built and the inequalities and the unfairness that this model can have in people's life. So, and how this model has been built, some of them taking data and content from people without their permission. So all of this is something that is going on right now. And we need to be aware of this, and we need to help and prioritize our community to, as I say, and I'm going to repeat, to navigate this moment as developers. So what can we do? All this data come from a study from Dr. Kat Hitz and her team. The link is on the slide if you want to check more. But we can create a space for open, honest communication around artificial intelligence tools use and this threat that we can feel on our skills. Invest in broad access, governance, and guidance on how we're using these tools. And this include training and spread the word and talk about these tools honestly. And some of these ideas apply to students. So this year has been really challenging because students will use it wherever I want to or not. So my students use it. I allow them because it doesn't have any sense to forbid the use of these tools that is available. I don't have any way to reinforce a rule that say you shouldn't use a LLM. I can do it. So this can be a really good excuse to discuss the issue that this tool has, like fairness, how they're built, access. Are going this to be free for us forever? Or again, some people from some countries, we can't pay this, and again, we are left behind with this technology. Are going this technology really be here forever in everything? Or we should try to be really keeping an eye and navigate the hype of these tools? And then the environment concern about we are in a climate change crisis. So should be using these tools that are not friendly with our environment? For what, when, how? and of course, help them and us to use it efficiently. So as I say, that the testing aspect is the models are really good, and we leave that with our students. Suddenly, our students has been this year the best on create good testing for the functions of the package they has to create as part of the course we teach in the university. So we need to guide them on use these models for the right task. So hi, Jesse. Jessica is asking, as an instructor, how do you assess ability using tasks that can be solved by this type of tool? Yeah, well, what we try to do is that they solve the task and then reflect about what they did. So the exams and the tasks that we use in this course about programming it is undergrad course for future data science. So they learn how to wrangle and do analysis, and then they learn how to create an R package with the functions. The book of the course is open and available for them from the scratch. All the exams are internet open, book open, and we use GitHub Classroom to solve, so they also can learn, for example, GitHub. That is a skill they are going to need. And we ask them to solve an analysis and the data and reflect on that. So it's like, okay, you need to read the file. You can use a GitHub Copilot to tell you how to read the file. Then we make you to do visualization, and then we make you reflect on the visualization. Some students use ChatGPT to write that. Yes, you can spot that, and you can then speak with them about why is that not a good idea, and why we prefer to read them that to read a model. And it has been trigger or prompt is a better word, really good discussions with our students. No, thank you for the question. What happens when using private data? Well, that is something that you need to check in every model, what they actually say. There is some models that you can now use in your computer. So for example, some of the Llama options, you can have the model locally, so you are not sending the information to any cloud services. Personally, I will not try to send any private data to any cloud services of this. Yeah. So the models and have been improving, but there is some now in the court, some, how you say in English? Oh, sorry, I forget. But you know, when demands, well, the justice is now trying to check it out, because some model has a spit carbon copy of memos or articles in newspaper that are with copyright and that they shouldn't be used. And now they are litigating this in justice. So so yeah, that is something that to take into account. Andrea say they will use data and prompts to train their models. Yes, that is what happens, and you can turn on and off these options. Most of the company, they are like an opt-in by default, and you need to go to the configuration and choose the opt-out. So if you don't want, they use your data. But this happened not only with these models, but I mean, like every social media you are, some other tools that you're using, there is kind of this crazy stuff of taking the data and trying to use it to training this model. So We are already past 5 minutes, sorry for that, but here's some more resources that I found very useful. There is a John Udell series on using these models to call. I think that the series is really, really interesting, and he has really good examples on how to use it efficiently. And then the book Learn Artificial Intelligence Assisted Python Programming by Leo Porter and Daniel Zingaro. My contact information, and again, grazie. Thank you for allowing me to be here today. I hope that this was useful.